United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Adoption of agenda. It is recommended that the agenda of the September 11th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented with one change. We're going to have the spotlight first tonight.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Approval of minutes. It's recommended that the minutes of the August 14th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, spotlight, you are up.
All right.
So, yeah, you want me to run that?
Sure.
You just tell me if you want me
So
to hit pause.
I should have printed, I typed up a little bit to say about the German exchange program. I should have printed it out. But it's a great opportunity for our Fountain Central students that's been in place at the same school in Germany for I don't even know how many years. I know that Fountain County, it used to be all Fountain County schools, Covington, Attica, and Fountain Central. Students could go. I think there's always been about a 16 student limit. So I know my husband went to Attica and he went in 1995. So it's been going with the same school, same community for at least that long. The place we go is, it's called Ernestinum Gymnasium in Coburg, which is in Bavaria. And when we were there this summer, we were actually able to meet the, not governor, mayor, the mayor of Coburg, and his brother participated in the exchange program and stayed with somebody in Covington. And his brother just loved it and spoke very highly of it. And he was really happy to have us there. He even took us into his office that's on the square and let us sit in his special chair. And it was Savannah Free's birthday and she had a little birthday hat on. So she got to sit in his most special chair. And I truly can't speak highly enough about this program. It gives our students the opportunity to learn and grow in just infinite ways. I love our rural Indiana community, but I believe that it's important to travel and learn about other cultures and customs. And I think Germany is a really good place for that because I think we share a lot of the same values as German culture. So when we're there, they stay with families. And each student is with their own family. And so they get to see things that they never see as a tourist. They get to really see ways of life, different cultures and customs and ways of doing things, and really just dig into that culture. And then the same when they're here. So I think that's really wonderful. Coburg itself was completely untouched by World War II, which is really cool because not a lot of places in Germany were. So it's got a beautiful historic charm. When we were there, there's a castle. There's a castle there. And when we were there, I believe the castle had just celebrated its 800th year. Wow, our country's not that old. So that was really neat. In Germany, there are 4 levels of high school, and gymnasium is the highest. So they're very academically driven. They're very high achieving, and they take their studies very seriously, which is really nice. Almost all of their students will be headed to university. Am I right? And it's just been such a long-standing tradition that when I was there in Coburg, I saw several teachers who asked about, Renee McGrady or Cindy Allward, or just different people who had been involved in the program in years past, and they just felt so warmly. They just have such warm feelings about our program, and so do many of the community members around here. And it just it's just really lovely. So do you want to say anything? Do you want to?
So I agree completely. So I think exactly the same way, and it's a wonderful program and such a great experience for both sides. And they can really, when they come to Germany, they really see what our typically German lifestyle is, and to be in the families and to learn some of the German words, and to see also where they go to school and what our lessons, what it's like, and how teachers teach, and what the differences are, and yes, to see some of our culture and to do some activities together. So it's really great to see also how the students communicate with each other and share their views, and so it's a great thing.
And it's not only an experience for the students, for us teachers, it's a great experience too,
Yes.
because we can learn from each other. I'm very interested in Monday we see the lessons. Yes, yeah. Sorry for my English.
It's very good.
I'm a teacher for biology and chemistry and not an English teacher, but I try my very best.
So when they're here, we usually go on day trips. So far this week, we've been to, well, the Edinburgh Outlet Mall.
That's always a popular one, right?
Yeah, you know, the good stuff. We went hiking at Turkey Run, and then we went to an Amish grocery store. And then today they went to the Speedway.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to Fair Oaks Dairy. And then Monday they get to spend the day at school. And the students and teachers, Americans and Germans, are just really excited about this. And I'm really hoping that we'll get more American student interest, because we have 16 slots where we can send 16 of our students. We had 6 go, and one of them was my kid from Seeger. You know, we just, since we had the extra room, we let him tag along, but I would love to see more of those spots get filled up, because it is such a valuable experience. So also next week, they're going to the art museum, the canoeing, yes, and the Americans get to go canoeing with them, so that's a nice team building thing. And Lucas Oil, that's the other one, yep. So,
Yeah, museum in Indianapolis.
yeah.
I always think it's interesting, and Dottie Pettit, our FACS teacher, is involved in the trip and has been kind of instrumental in organizing all of the excursions and whatnot. And there's been a wide variety over the last several years. But one thing that she communicates all the time is, well, that our visitors are so excited to see what America is like and to see what American schools are. And it's so crazy to me, because as somebody who's taught in a variety of settings all over this country, that their snapshot is Fountain Central in Petersburg, you know what I mean? And that's their impression of what American schools are, and it's so vast and so different, but it is pretty cool to.
Well, and we talked about that as well. We kind of warned them, there's not a lot to do, don't expect a whole lot. And just at dinner this evening, they said, you told us not to expect anything, we've done amazing things.
You said that we had 6 students travel over. How many German students do we have?
16.
All
So
16.
they have so many students interested, they have to hold a lottery.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
Want me to start this, or
Yeah.
any questions?
Did you have a question?
we hosted one several years ago when my youngest daughter was in school, and they still talk.
Yeah,
And she's been out of school, I won't say because it's on there, but she's been out of school a while.
yeah.
And her and that Johanna still talk on Facebook and stuff. It's really neat that, you know, that you make connections like that and that they stay connected over years and years. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions or anything? Okay, so Dottie put together some pictures. Some of them are from this year, some of them are from years past.
So you can catch if you guys want to remember.
Yeah.
You can see, I'll be stared at.
So on the left is the castle. That's the castle.
Wow.
That's outside of the mayor's office.
That's a Catholic church.
Okay.
And not only one case.
Castle
Bamberg.
Bamberg, okay. The fruit there was so good. I don't know how it's so much better. I just don't know. Back of my head.
Nürnberg. And Rosenau.
It's really just so beautiful. There's a black swan. There's a glass museum. Those are made out of glass. I think that's here. I think they've been getting together every evening and hanging out as a huge group at different houses. That's
Bamberg.
Bamberg, okay. Mhm. Oh, the food was so good.
Special food.
That was mine on the right, Ava's on the left. It was amazing. We went to a Kiliani festival, which is kind of like a fair. Everyone has their own bratwurst. Every town has their own, and that's what Coburg's looks like. Oh my gosh, it was so nice. Look at that.
Little fields.
I think that's here again. It is really great to see so many different students and different social groups come together in Germany and really bond with each other.
Do you enjoy the food part, the differences in the food there and here? I think I would enjoy that.
The variety and.
Yes.
It was so good.
Our kids have been anticipating their arrival, the students that went, I mean, they've been super excited to have them, that's the case year after year, it is a great program. I'm not much of an international traveler, but after seeing pictures, I'm like, oh, maybe I could get coerced.
And for the cost to our students, it's so very little. It is so very little for the level of experience they get.
All right. Thank you, guys. Do you have any questions for us as being teachers? Do you guys have do you have a board at your school that does what we do, or how does that work there? I'm kind of curious about that.
Yes, I think it's the same for us. So we have one girl who's responsible for organizing everything, and then kind of, social works together with the headmaster, and then I think there are some more people helping and organizing, yes.
How many students are in your school?
600, 700, depends.
It's pretty good. Well, thank you, guys, and welcome
Thank you.
to our little part of America.
You are welcome to stay for the whole board meeting,
Yeah, you
or if you prefer to not stay for the whole meeting, that's why we moved you up on the agenda
Oh, I
and
appreciate
to
that.
give you the option. You are more than
Yeah, I
welcome
do
to
have to
stay.
go phone call. I really do have to go, but thank you very much for having
You're
me.
welcome. Thank you for being here.
It's nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, they were so good to us when we were there. I was really happy to have them.
I think I could go just for the food.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I know. The meat and taters and gravy look pretty all right.
I used to live in Lizzie.
Oh, yeah. All right, we don't have any public, right? So administrative recommendations. It is recommended that prepaid and August claims numbered 103,622 through 103,750 be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Personnel, it was recommended that Gwendolyn Wendy Wright be approved for hire as life skills assistant for the 25-26 school year.
Wendy worked with us previously as an instructional aide at Fountain Central, and just due to some unfortunate life happenings, she had to step away for a while, but she's in a position now where she wants to get back to education. And she just said that she has not felt fulfilled, and this is where she wants to be with kids. And so we're really excited to welcome her back in the life skills program.
Awesome.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It's recommended that Caitlin, is it Wadhams, be approved for hire as a custodian at Fountain Central Junior Senior High School.
Motion.
Second.
I got Kim first. Who was second?
Me.
Josh.
Yes.
All in favor? It is recommended that the resignation from Tyler Willoughby be approved.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Quotes. It is recommended that the request from Southeast Fountain School Corporation Building Trades Program to move $200,000 into a CD to be approved.
The building trades program in the past have built spec homes and then sold those. This year, they are contracted with a community member to build a home in our community, so it's being paid separately. So they're not having to use some of the seed money from prior years. So placing it in a CD will help that money to grow a little faster for when they return to building from without a prior contract.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Other business. It is recommended that the donation for the Fountain Central High School welding program be recognized and approved.
There were a number of donors in memory of Jeremy Allen, who gave various amounts totaling the $3,110 to the welding donation. So we thank you to the family of Jeremy Allen and to those who donated in his memory.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It's recommended that the donation for the building trades program be recognized and approved.
This, again, there are a number of donations of varying amounts, the total $3,385 in memory of Vance Kelly. So thank you to the family of Vance Kelly and to all of the donors who donated in his memory.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It's recommended that the donation from the Fountain Trust Bank be recognized and approved.
This was a donation to our cheerleading team for cheer t-shirts for the season, and we appreciate the community support.
Motion.
Second.
Who was that second? Josh. All in favor? It is recommended that the fundraiser request from Fountain Central High School basketball team be approved.
Their fundraising goal is $1,000 to help pay for basketball apparel, etc. It's going to be an introductory night for all of the school corporation basketball teams, including the 5th grade basketball club and our 6 through 12 school sponsored teams. Will all have contests and scrimmages and pay a donation to attend for their fundraiser.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It's recommended that the field trip request from the FFA chapter to attend the FFA National Convention in Indianapolis be approved.
This field trip requires your approval because it is an overnight field trip. They will be leaving on October 28th and return on the 30th. So it requires board approval.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? We did spotlight. So we're on to Southeast Fountain Elementary School update.
As Dr. Grimes mentioned earlier in the evening, every year the preschool and daycare receive an annual audit in the fall. This is spontaneous, so we don't know when it's coming. So they did come last week, and we received our accreditation again for the year. So a big thank you to the daycare staff, to Kaylee Denise for what, she's led with the program, and Krista Webb to come in and be a sub and be a part of an audit. I know how to be very nerve-wracking, but they did great. And they have moved the structure, so now it'll go to every 2 years, as long as you're in good standing. So that feels really good, to move that back a little bit. We do have our iLearn checkpoints coming up. We open here at the elementary on September 15th. Again, we talked with you last time when we did iLearn scores, that these are the 3 assessments that we do throughout the school year that kind of give a prediction of how the students will do on the big test that comes in April. We went over with our staff some training points. Really looking for better data reports this year that we'll get to share with our families at parent-teacher conferences. So during that time, we'll print a paper copy and we'll kind of explain to them what they're seeing. From there, they get an online portal password that they can then be checking it from home from there on, since there are several opportunities throughout the year. So we'll push that out to them. Like I said, at parent-teacher conferences, that is structured a little differently this year. I appreciate everybody working with me. Mr. Shady especially, I know parent-teacher conferences aren't as big maybe for a senior as they are for a kindergartner, but we are going to put all of them on one day this year. So we have an e-learning day on October 8th. So that way our staff can meet with all families in one day rather than trying to stretch it out over a week and taking up before school and after school and prep times. It just felt really disjointed. So now our families will know too that everything's happening in one day. And we hope to make those really productive by having them then. Lastly, we have completed our first round of observations. Everyone has their goals set for the year, so we are getting ready to meet with them to finalize those. So it just feels really good to now be in a routine, and things are moving as they should. So we're really excited to be at midterm already.
Thank you, Kelly. Fountain Central Senior High School update.
So I've got a couple of things that I want to highlight for the board tonight. First, Mr. Good and I had the privilege of accompanying the 13 members of our Mustang Athletic Council to the IHSA area principals meeting at Brownsburg High School today. Advisory council, student athletes getting a voice in the athletic program is something the IHSA has pushed for years. Mr. Good and I created this Mustang Council last year. We met several times, took that group, those who could attend to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a leadership conference this summer. And then we went back to the area principals meeting today. IHSA hosts those meetings each fall and spring. The fall session, includes an opportunity for students to attend. So all 13 of our members went today. While Mr. Good and I met with the association representatives, took care of some housekeeping items. They peppered us with a lot of sponsorship, and part of it was commercial and giving their sponsors some time. We got briefed on new bylaw changes, new happenings, financial reports and whatnot. The students, there were a lot of students in attendance today. Brownsburg is an amazing facility. They had all of those students, I believe, in the gymnasium, where they got to listen to speakers from the IHSA talk about leadership, and then did some fun activities. Also, as part of that, and I believe it was brought up last board meeting, the sportsmanship banner. So I don't think so. Did we talk about that last board meeting? Or am I
I
stealing
think at the
thunder?
discussion meeting, you mentioned that you would be going for it.
So today we were presented with that sportsmanship banner. I think we were one of 10 schools in our district to receive that. Mr. Good worked really hard to make sure that we were ticking off the boxes to earn that. And there'll be a photo of our student council with the banner featured in my weekly staff bulletin tomorrow. So it was really an honor to be able to receive that today. As in years past, our guidance director, Rachel Foxworthy, is organizing Senior Day at the Landing on September 23rd. It's morphed and changed and been adjusted a little bit year to year. This year, it's going to be all juniors and seniors who participate in the event, which will be held at the Landing on Division. The senior portion of it gives us an opportunity, or the day itself presents an opportunity for our students to focus on college and career readiness. We also take care of some senior housekeeping items such as cap and gown measurements, giving the opportunity to order graduation graduation announcements. But the bulk of that is a college and career fair where we've done an amazing job of putting on a first class. I shouldn't say we, Mrs. Foxworthy and her team have done an amazing job. She handles every little detail. But we've got representatives from the military, various universities, employers in and around the area that come in and have a nice catered lunch. It's been a great event for our juniors and seniors. It's designed to ensure our students are well prepared for the next steps after high school, and then supporting seniors in their graduation preparations. And then finally, yesterday, it's a small moment, but as one as a principal I was really proud of. So we have obviously Wednesdays we meet as a PLC and have those programs. And yesterday our special education teaching staff led a session for all of our teachers in our building. And the staff, Jill Deal, Allison Duncan, Ashley McCurley, and Mary Frazee, they work really, really hard in a challenging position. They're really, and they're unsung because they work behind the scenes and they're doing their own thing in their own classrooms. None of them are really thrilled, for lack of a better term, to speak in front of a group. And they did an amazing job yesterday. It was just 15 minutes where they kind of just gave our staff an overview, like this is the ins and outs of special education, and here's what we are trying to provide to you, to provide to our students. Here's how we support each other. And despite their reluctance to present, when they were in front of the group, that their passion for their students, their passion for what they're doing took hold. They did an amazing job presenting to our staff. And you don't realize what goes into special education really until, at least in our building, until you're in the principal's seat. Because as an assistant principal, my thought was, that's a principal's job. I'm going to let them handle that. There's a lot of legal requirements involved in that. There's a lot of things that really the T's got to be crossed, the I's have to be dotted. Obviously, when I moved into my new position last year, I said, okay, well, now it's my turn, because there's so much that you have to be responsible for. Like, I couldn't imagine passing off that to anybody else. But you don't know anything about it until you've been in this position, and the amount of work and the amount of time that they have to spend away from school preparing documents and those things, they really deserve a lot more credit than they receive. It's not a high profile or a spotlighted position all that often. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank those teachers for their expertise, their dedication, and their daily commitment to their students and to our school. They do a tremendous job, and I was really proud of them yesterday when they presented to our group. They put themselves in our program in a great light in front of our staff. Then I guess we'll transition into our student report. Obviously, everybody knows Lydia, who was with us last year. She is a senior this year, and is representing her class as a student board representative. And then I'd like to welcome our new junior class representative, Mr. Cash Chowning. When I was looking for a representative, I literally just kind of scoured the list, and I thought to myself, okay, like, who's somebody that will tend to be available if we ask them to, and when I hit Cash's name, I said, that's my guy. He's just a cool guy, and he's a great person to be around, and a student who I really enjoy. Also an outstanding student who's very involved in various activities at our school. So welcome to Cash and Lydia, and we'll turn over the floor to you guys.
We're excited to recognize our newly elected high school class officers for the 2025 to 26 school year. These student leaders will represent their classes, help organize events and activities, and serve as a voice for their peers throughout the year. The following students have been chosen by their classmates to serve in these important roles. Freshman, President Preston Good, Secretary Reese Walters, Treasurer Presley Grayson. Sophomores, President Gavin McCollum, Vice President Pepper Thompson, Secretary Noah Simmons, Treasurer Aubrey Knowlton. Juniors, President Aubrey Ashwell, Vice President Eli Foxworthy, Secretary Elise Webb, Treasurer Caitlin Wills. Seniors, President Jesse Frazee, Vice President Mariela Hernandez, Secretary Heidi Muniz Montero, Treasurer Savannah Freed.
Next week is homecoming week at Fountain Central, and we're looking to a week filled with celebration, school spirit, and mostly friendly competition. Homecoming also marks the kickoff of our 3rd annual Class Cup, a year-long competition where classes earn points through different events and activities. During homecoming week, points will be on the line through themed dress-up days, class versus class volleyball, tug-of-war, flag football, and float building. The week will culminate with a field day on Friday afternoon, the homecoming football game against Attica that evening, and a school dance following the game. Homecoming is always one of the most exciting times of the year, and we are eager to continue traditions that bring our school community together. We'd like to congratulate this year's homecoming attendance and introduce the candidates for King and Queen. Homecoming attendants for the freshmen are Riley Jordan and Grayson Sargent Castillo. Sophomores are Riley Brown and Jackson Himes. Juniors are Cadence White and Aiden Batchelor. And then the Queen candidates are Rayleigh Akers, Lainey Hoagland, Peyton Hawking, Jaden Larkin, and Mackenzie Lewis. The King candidates are Nolan Acton, John Carver, Eli Klauser, Michael Gott, and Uriah Wildman. Also, all the way from Joplin, Missouri, Bryson sent me to tell you guys that he is looking for a friend to brush his teeth with because 9 out of 10 dentists say brushing alone won't prevent tooth decay.
Good job, Liddy.
Thank you. I had to fill the spot.
We were counting on you.
Every,
Also, I want the board
every month.
I want the board to, we don't provide a printed document for you guys. But I went through this and I'm not sure how this happened, but our freshman president is Preston Good. We all know Preston. That's the only class that doesn't have an elected vice president. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe nobody wanted to do it, or maybe we just knew that Preston was gonna do such a great job and he didn't need a running mate. So yeah, he's running the show by himself.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, students. And welcome, Cash.
Thank you.
Next, on to discussion items, the 2026 budget proposal.
All right, tonight is our public hearing for the budget proposal. The 2026 budget was entered into the notice to taxpayers in Gateway August 26th. So anyone that's watching from home or that's in here, you can find our proposed budget if you log into Gateway. We also have it on our website for anyone that's looking at it. Tonight is not when the board will approve this budget. Tonight is just when it's being presented. Our board did get a chance to, each one received a booklet that has the proposed budget in, and it was given at another public meeting at our discussion meeting last week, but tonight is when it's being officially proposed. The budget proposal is similar to what you see each year. One thing that you may notice if you compare the 2025 budget to the 2026, it's a little bit more as far as the total amount, and the budget when it's prepared is based on estimating what our student count will be to help us figure out what we think we will be getting in our education fund, estimating what we might get in operations. And I want to stress, with changes in legislation, we are going to see a big difference in our operations budget over the next several years because of the cap for taxpayers, and we will no longer be getting the LIT, some other changes that schools have to adopt. I also want to note that if these projections, even if you approve this budget next month, if we don't get as much as then we just can't spend. If we don't have it, we don't spend it. One of the reasons we tried to estimate a little bit higher without going way over is, if you recall, last year we had estimated it lower, and even though we got more money, we could not spend that money until we came back and asked for more appropriations. Right now, we're trying to take care of that all at once. But I want everyone here, everyone sitting here or listening at home to know we still can't spend more than what we get. in the budget, in general, our budget estimate is the total of $16,477,500. That includes $500,000 for rainy day, $1,995,500 in our debt service, $9,416,000 we're estimating to receive for education, and $4,566,000 for our operations. I do want to note that in our operations, one of the parts that go into that is a big portion of it comes from our CNAV, the Certified Net Assessed Value. And unfortunately, at the time we had to do this, Fountain County has not certified the net assessed value. So we worked with our consultant to determine how to figure this, and we took 80% of what we got last year. We may end up with less than that. Again, as I just said, if we end up with less, then we have less to spend. If for some reason we end up more than these, we can't spend more than what you approve unless we come back and ask for additional appropriations. I also want to note in the plan that you have seen and that's posted on our website, it includes our capital project plan. We have a number of projects that we're hoping to work on this year if funds will support them. If the funds will not support all these projects, they may be things that we have to look at in another year or in another time when we're able to get more bonds. But right now, we are using our bonds for current projects. Things that we're looking to do with our capital projects this year include emergency services radio upgrades, the overhangs at the Southeast Fountain Elementary School, some masonry repair at that building as well, some work on the football stadium press box, and some corporation office upgrades that need to happen over there. And then also included in the budget, we include our annual school bus replacement plan. And again, the cost for buses are estimated because a number of things come into the factors into this. If there are tariffs, if there are buses available, if they're waiting for parts. So sometimes we can't get as many buses. We try to get 2 a year. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. The other thing that before we purchase a bus, I will come to you, and Kerlin is really good about telling us prices are about to go up next month, so you might want to put it on order now. And if that happens, I bring it to you, so we order then. We just, in this plan, it's a 5-year plan, and we don't have a specific date in that year that we're going to order. It depends on when we can get the best price for them. So the board has had a little over a week to look at this. You still have another month before you are going to be asked to vote on it. I just ask if you have any questions or concerns, please come and ask us. I know at least one board member sat down with the treasurer and Mr. Davenport today and asked some questions. You are all welcome to do that at any time if you have further questions about it, or anyone from the community that may look at it in Gateway or the website that has questions. You know, we want this process to be as transparent as possible. And so that's why we have it for you to look at before you're asked to vote on it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Grimes.
Statements. All right, I have a few things to share. First of all, I just want to know that we are aware that some lights on the scoreboard, for those of you who attend football games, we are aware that some of the lights were out replacements were ordered, and they're working on getting those replaced. Mr. Payne and Mr. Good have been working on that and trying to get those taken care of before our next home game. Also, Kevin Payne has replaced all the bulbs that were bad on the light poles at our game a couple weeks ago. There is still one bulb that either has a broken wire somewhere because there's just no power getting to the socket, but the fuse is good, so even with that, it's not necessary to have all lights working. And with just one light bulb out, if you were at last Friday night's game, when those lights came on, it really lit up the stadium. We did get a quote from Qualite that I had mentioned we would look at upgrading those lights to LED. I'm not asking for approval tonight. This just came in. We haven't looked at it, but I just want to give you an idea. The quote was $129,077. If there's an early payment within 7 business days, then they take $3,005 off of that, making it $126,072. So I wanted to share that with the board because I know that we've been in our buildings changing to LED lighting, but I wanted to start putting that in front of you if we decide to do that in our athletic fields as well. Third, I want to mention the irrigation well, the irrigation system on our football field. If you notice, the grass is starting to get a little brown in spots. It's because the irrigation system, there was a problem with the well. Ortman has been out. The part that they have to fix is underneath, so they have to bring in a crane to lift up the well to fix the part on the bottom. So I was like a little nervous, but we did get the quote for that, and it's $3,200. So I have moved forward with that, and I wanted to let you know that as soon as Ortman, they goes.
They did come out today, and it should be operational.
Yeah, Jason said he would run this frequently.
Sorry.
Yep, I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you. But we did ask them to get it on right away, and obviously they got us on right away. So we're hoping that the field will, by our next home game, which will be a week from tomorrow, hopefully the field will look good. It's been looking great with the painting on it, and, we want to keep that facility looking great. Next, I want to share with you, whenever we get commendations, I like to share those with you. And just after the last board meeting, we received one on August 15th, a couple days after our board meeting. And it came from IHSAA, Cody Hook. He said, "We had the privilege of working at Jamboree at Attica Junior Senior High. The coaches and players of Fountain Central High School showed remarkable respect and sportsmanship all night. Every player on Fountain Central's team shook the hands of the officiating crew and thanked us for officiating. Coach King and his staff should be commended for their efforts in promoting this level of respect and sportsmanship within their program." So thank you to Coach King and to our football teams for just living the mission that we have here at Fountain Central, and sportsmanship being high. Next, I also like to share when I get acknowledgments from colleagues, and I received one of those that I would like to share with you. And this came from our nurse at Fountain Central, Megan Fishrow, emailed me, and she said she wanted to just give a shout out to Becky Larson. Becky is a sub for both high school and elementary, but right now she is doing a long-term sub for our Spanish classroom and for Mrs. Baker. And Mrs. Fishrow said, "I caught up with her when I was on my way back over to the high school, walking my kids over. She walked to the elementary this morning to get some projects to help with during her own downtime from subbing at the high school. She's a wonderful person, and we wouldn't be able to do it without her or any of our subs." So, again, just a shout out to Mrs. Larson that even when she's got downtime, she wants to find other things to do to keep helping out the district. And we are lucky to have her as a long-term sub here and the other subs that we have, because certainly, I've worked with a lot of subs over my years prior to coming here, and they are not all the same. So we're very fortunate, so thank you to her. Next, even though they have left now, welcome to our German exchange program. We are lucky to have that program here, and I hope that we get more students to participate in that each year because it is a wonderful year. I do appreciate Mrs. Pettit and Mrs. Watson for putting together a PowerPoint and coming out to talk tonight and bringing some of our visitors from Germany with them. It was a nice addition to our evening, so I appreciate that. Then I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our Executive Director of Operations, Josh Davenport, because the amount of hours and time that he put in to preparing this budget, he spent a lot more time than any of us that had our hands in it. And so a huge thank you to Josh. Since you took on the role of Executive Director of Projects and Operations a year ago, you have had so many new things coming your way in the last 15 months, and you're doing a phenomenal job, and we are truly, truly appreciative of all that you do. I also want to give a thank you to our Treasurer, Cindy Allward, and Deputy Treasurer, Tiffany Bowling, because they also gave a lot of input and help as we put together this budget proposal. And I'm just truly fortunate for the team that I have around me. As I said to someone the other day, I'm just blessed with good people around me, and I'm lucky to ride on their coattails because they just do great things for this district. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grimes. Statements or concerns from the board?
At the football game Friday, I had at least 3, if memory serves me correct, compliment our football field. The paint, that place looked great. So I would like to thank the people that made that happen because it looks great. It's looked great all year, but I don't know what set aside this past Friday, but people were telling me how good it looked, so.
Well, part of that, it's a combined project between our maintenance crew, and a shout out to Noe Gonzalez, the teacher for facilities maintenance, and his students. If you drive by this campus any given day, you're going to see a whole crew of kiddos. And those are students, not only Fountain Central students, but there are students from Attica, Covington, and Seeger that are also in that CTE program. But they are just out here doing a lot of things. And they did a lot of at least the blue paint on the field and things like that they've been doing, and other work around. So yeah, I agree. It's looking great.
Yeah, I want to say, add on to the congratulations to the whole school for the sportsmanship award. I think that's awesome, right? You can be known for a lot of things, but sportsmanship and getting an award for that is pretty awesome thing. And there's a lot of people to thank for that, right? I mean, we know these are young kids. They're going to be molded by the people that's around them and teaching them. And so that a lot of credit goes to our teachers, our staff, our coaches. That's an awesome award. And then for the football team to get something, that's several of them they've gotten now. That's really awesome. Yeah, and the lights on the field, as Tyler said, I was like you. I was kind of like, why does it look so good? It looks so much better, and it did. The lines being straight and the blue and it just set that field off. It looked. Somebody asked me if we resawed it. I was like, nope, just the paint. So. The old adage, you can put lipstick on a pig, must work. We did it, right? We made that field look like a brand new field. So yeah, congratulations and thanks for all that hard work from those guys. Anybody else? Okay, we have done document signing, so motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? 7:50. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate being here.